illuminate what we're made of, if we allow them to. They feed and support us. When the roots of trees run by one another, they communicate, much like you do, passing in your suffocated streets. When our roots meet, they support each other through fungal networks, passing nutrients from the wise mother through to the roots of her network, preserving the stumps of trees already felled, supporting newly sprouting saplings, warning the family of danger sensed from afar. I can hear you coming, and when the forest falls, the rain stops. The holes in our ecosystem, in our community, become open wounds. We can no longer support each other, and we are only as strong as our weakest link. Where once we could protect each other under the canopy, we now lay bare, inviting in the harshest of winds, the most scorching of suns, tinder for your fire. We become a wasteland for your cattle to graze on nutrients that exist no longer. When you destroy us, you destroy your home too. In this war between humans and trees, your greed will be your greatest demise.
Food waste is a global problem. Annually, we waste an estimated 1.3 billion tonnes of food worldwide. At least 15% of our carbon emissions come from clearing land to raise animals for meat. And a football pitch size of rainforest is destroyed every 6 seconds.
Stop giving your money to large supermarkets that finance deforestation. Instead, buy your groceries from a local shop or learn to cultivate fruit and vegetables yourself.
15 billion trees are cut down every year to make space for agriculture and pasture. By buying meat, we are directly supporting this mass deforestation. You can help reduce this by eating less meat during the week or following a plant-based diet.
Be smart about your shopping. Don't waste food and your planet. Eat your leftovers. 8.4 million people in the UK are living in food poverty. In 2019 to 2020, a record high of nearly 2 million people in the UK used a food bank.
Around 22% of the UK's carbon emissions come from our homes. Showers are by far the largest consumers of water in the home, and the average shower lasts 7.5 minutes. I ask you to cut just 1 minute from that time. If everyone did this, UK households would save £215 million on energy bills each year.
Changing your lights to dimmers can save the average person 28% on their electricity bills. And please also turn off sockets and light bulbs when not in use.
Of the UK's greenhouse gas emissions comes from transport. The average passenger vehicle emits around 4.6 metric tonnes of carbon dioxide per year and around 404 grams of carbon dioxide per mile. If just 100 cars took a round trip of 4 miles to get to and from work, that's 161.6 kilograms of carbon dioxide emitted from just those journeys. I ask you to swap your car ride for a walk or a bike ride. Not only is it great for your physical and mental health, but it's cheaper than the cost of fuel as well.
My name is Greta Thunberg. I am 16 years old and I speak on behalf of future generations. Now we probably don't even have a future anymore. Because that future was sold so that a small number of people could make unimaginable amounts of money. It was stolen from us every time you said that the sky was the limit and that you only live once. Our house is on fire and our world is melting. Can you hear me? Around the year 2030, 10 years, 252 days, and 10 hours away from now, we will be in a position where we set off an irreversible chain reaction beyond human control that will most likely lead to the end of our civilization as we know it. That is unless, in that time, permanent and unprecedented changes in all aspects of society have taken place, including a reduction of CO2 emissions by at least 50%. The problem is that basically nothing is being done to halt or even slow climate and ecological breakdown, despite all the beautiful words and promises. But perhaps the most dangerous misconception about the climate crisis is that we have to lower our emissions, because that is far from enough. Our emissions have to stop if we are to stay below 1.5 to 2 degrees Celsius of warming. Can you hear me? We must stop the emissions of greenhouse gases, the hardest because our current economics are still totally dependent on burning fossil fuels and thereby destroying ecosystems in order to create everlasting economic growth. The moment we start behaving as if we are in an emergency, we can avoid climate and ecological catastrophe. Then we start talking about a circular economy, rewilding nature, and the need for a just transition. We must start today. Can you hear me?
I'm no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I am changing the things I can no longer accept. I came to understand that when the environment is destroyed, plundered and mismanaged, we undermine our quality of life and that of future generations. In the course of history, there comes a time when humanity is called to shift to a new level of consciousness, to reach a higher moral ground, a time where we shed our fears and give hope to each other. That time is now.